Right now, Channel 4 Action News is everywhere.
I'm Scott Baker. Tonight, the test of time. I'll be inside this burning building to show you how to get out alive.
Tonight, the fighters suffered smoke inhalation.
They were battling a fire on Soul Street. The house was vacant, so the fire quickly spread, gutting the home. Investigators say the cause is suspicious, but arson is not the cause of most house fires. In fact, most often you can do something to prevent a fire in your home and prevent the loss of life. Since 1988, the National Fire Data Center says more than 4,000 people in the U.S. have been killed each year in a house fire, and anywhere from 23 to 30,000 people have been injured. With the start of winter, the need to be safe and to remain fire-free is greater than ever. So what do you need to know to get out of your house alive?
My co-anchor Scott Baker is out at the Allegheny County Fire Training Academy in North Park with some life-saving answers for us. Scott?
Hey there, Michelle. Mike, how are you guys doing? We are out here. This is my alarm that keeps going off just to make sure that I'm going to be okay in there. And we're at the Fire Training Academy here in North Park. And this building behind us is specially designed to withstand the kind of a torture we're going to put it through here tonight. But the real question is, what if your home caught on fire? Your apartment, the place where you live, would you know what to do? Do you know what the risks are, how to get out alive? First, take a look at some of the facts and figures that kind of we're going to use as an umbrella for this. The first thing clearly to point out is that the most common sources of fires in the home are smoking, bad heating system space, and oftentimes homes are not well maintained. As far as the most common in the kitchen, because people just get sloppy or careless, and also in the bedrooms. People, you know, maybe smoking in bed, something like that. What we're going to do right now, we've taken you inside our burn building here. Let me give you a quick tour. We've got the kind of main living area here, and we've got the couch, which probably won't be with us much longer. I know Martha Stewart would want to do something with that anyway. I'll bring you back here into the room, which we're actually going to set on fire. Let's pretend like this is the kitchen. And so our flames are going to begin kicking up right here. We've got a little camera over here on the floor, if Ralph can swing down. That's going to give us an up-close look at the fire as it happens. Now, let me run upstairs here in a couple seconds as we go. Ralph, you come with me, and we'll show you what's going to happen. We're going to do two different kind of drills here this hour. One involving smoke, because smoke is so potent, as you heard about the 3 firefighters in McKeesport overcome by smoke. So the first drill we're going to go through is dealing with smoke. And then, in addition to the smoke situation, we're going to do a situation where you might be upstairs in your home. Maybe you're asleep in bed, and it's smoke, but it's also flames. What do? Do you go downstairs? Do you wait for the firefighters at the window? How do you know to get out alive? We'll go through all of those things coming up in the next hour and a half, and I'm going to do my best. Michelle and Mike, here I am, live in North Park.
All right.
Important information, but Scott, you stay safe too.
Oh, yeah. No problem.
Okay. A nice crisp fall day out there.
That's right. As we head into the weekend,
Jeremy saved his whole family with help from a recently installed smoke alarm. And Scott Baker is joining us now, and he's about to understand just how important that smoke alarm is. Is that you, Scott?
Absolutely, Michelle. In fact, I know you're a little hard to hear me underneath this mask, but the 3 most important things you can have in your house are that fire extinguisher, the smoke alarm that you're going off right now. There's our smoke alarm right here. And also a plan for escape. Because smoke fills your house, what are you going to do? You're not going to have time to think about it. As you know, the smoke rises way down the main floor. Maybe there are kids upstairs, a family member, and as the smoke comes up here, the smoke is going to settle. Eventually, you're going to have to down. And we're going to try to crawl under the smoke. See where we are? How that level of smoke is still right above us? When smoke fills the house, it's going to even settle down even more. I think if we're looking at the camera in the upstairs bedroom, it's probably all filled by smoke right now. And if that comes down upon us like a cloud, if you were in there and you didn't have a mask, because I'm guessing you don't walk around your house dressed like this, at that point, you're so choking with smoke, you might be taking a nap on the couch. And remember that most people in a fire don't die because of the flames, they die because of the smoke. And that's why you got to get down. And at that point, you know, you can kind of crawl if you can find your way, even if it's dark, make your way through underneath the smoke, looking for that place, that safe door, or door that's not warm, a door where you don't think there may be fire there. And you might be tempted to want to go upstairs. But if I tried to go upstairs, all I would encounter would be smoke, because now I'm up above that level. So I've got to come back down. And that was probably the challenge that young Johnny was finding. And he was trying to come down, find fire, and then go back upstairs to get his family out. The key is, if you're going to make it out alive, when you sense that smoke, don't waste any time. Get down, crawl under it, find that exit, and listen for the sound of that smoke detector. Now, next time we come back, we're going to set this place on fire. Actual flames. What would happen in your house if it was burning, would you know how to get out? We'll cover that next time when you come back up to us here in North Park at the Fire Training Academy. For now, I'm Scott Baker. Back to you guys in the studio.
And it's a good thing Scott's wearing that mask. It was a little hard to understand him, but the important thing, get down and don't waste any time.
Yeah, as low to the ground as possible.
And install a smoke alarm.
Yeah. Well, we also have new information tonight about a situation any one of us could find ourselves in if a fire broke out in our own home.
And Scott made it out. Most of us wouldn't be lucky enough to have firefighters right there when we're trying to get out of a burning house alive. So there is more to learn from Scott Baker.
Maybe think about the Jeremy, that we told you about earlier, to see where the fire is. What Jeremy did. The couch on here is totally on fire. Flame in here is kicking up temperatures close to 500 degrees, and as I'm trying to get down, I realize there's no way that we can do it. And finally, this is hopeless. I've got to look for another plane. And that's why it's so important for you and your family to have an escape plan, because if you're trying to get out and plan A doesn't work, then you have to have plan B. And so if the front exit down the front door isn't going to make it, let's turn around and beat it back upstairs. Because in this case, you can right off the basement. You're going to need to do extensive remodeling. But back upstairs, we have no flames, but we still have all that smoke. And in this room, we do have a light, and Al's got an infrared that he's kind of tracking me with. But you may be totally in the dark by that point, and so you're going to have to kind of feel your way around, try to get down as low as you can. Try to get to one of those outside windows. Break it out if you have to. Because even if you're unable to jump, and so many homes in Allegheny County have the problem of topography where you can't quite make the jump, just get your head out the window. Because you're taking the deep breath, even if you feel the fire hazard. Now, this one is hot, and I'm sweating out here, but I know that if I've got air coming, I can hang on till the firefighters reach me. And at that point, to get to the ladder, follow their instructions. And what I'm trying to do here is get myself up on the ladder and see if we can come down the safe lane. Remember, I got about 80 pounds of equipment on, including that tank on my back. Make the turn, and already the temperature is dropping. The sweat that I was feeling is just drenching me inside. I can feel it abating already. Looking around, just goodbye to the cat, and love the cat, but sorry we couldn't take him. Well, maybe they'll throw you the cat, and the firefighters are having me down. And the main thing to remember is the smoke alarm went off, woke you up, and you're set. You're out. Your family's okay. Now, you can probably see me, I can't see you very well. How did we do? How did we respond in that situation? That's about the people who know. So stay with us. Back to the studio.
Couldn't hear very well, but one of the things that Scott was...
We have put Scott Baker in some all-too-real situations. You've seen him make his way out of a fire and smoke-filled room. A first-person point of view of what it would be like if you had to get out of your house alive. So, Scott, what have you learned, and what else can we still learn?
Well, the first thing to learn is I can't remember how I volunteered for this job. Actually, Sally, maybe I didn't volunteer. I think I was volunteered by somebody else. But I'm joined by a couple of great guys. Got the Deputy Chief Ray Heller and our Chief over here, Rich Wagner. I'll get to you in just a second. we're going to play some tape of what happened in there, and let's talk about it. I don't know how well I did, but when that room was filling with smoke, I did all of it lose sort of my sense of orientation. It does overwhelm you quickly, and I had breathing apparatus. Now, what happens to the average person who doesn't?
Well, what they should know is they got to stay low, because the smoke will start to work its way down. So you actually, in the early stages of the fire, have time to get out, but you got to stay low. You got to get out, and one thing you got to remember.
The top level is full.
That's right. That's correct.
And that can be like it's a real acrid toxic smoke. It gets in there quickly.
That's right. It's very dangerous, and you'll get overcome by carbon monoxide immediately. So you don't have much time to do it.
But that smoke alarm went off.
You got to remember,
right
the oxygen's down below. The toxic fumes are above you.
And crawl to safety.
And crawl to safety as fast as you can.
All right, now let's take a look at the second scenario, which was a little more intense, I'd say, where we actually set the thing on fire, and you were the ones down there, Rich, setting the thing on fire. And even within a minute of that going up, it got awfully hot upstairs. How hot does it get inside a house that's on fire?
Well, it all depends upon the content, what's there. Basically, when we started out, it started out about 400 degrees, and it started working up to about 800 to 900 degrees, just the next amount of minutes.
And I was trying to show that maybe if you're upstairs, you smell smoke, you try to go downstairs. When I came down there, that couch was really blazing. The right move at that time is turn around, as I did,
and stay back. Go back up to where your safe place was. Close the door behind you. Go to a window and keep your head out to get the fresh air. You don't want to jump. You want to make sure that the fire service arrives or puts a ladder up to the window and does the rescue operation.
Which I tried to do, although I had a little trouble getting that oxygen tank out the window. How did I do overall? I felt kind of lost in there.
For the first time, you did quite well.
Okay.
Did very good.
I'll take that B+. Great. Let's give you some things just to take with you, just to kind of, in summary here, the things that are going to get you and your family out alive. First of all, those smoke detectors, we can't emphasize that enough. You've got the ionization kind that sense the flames. You have the photoelectric ones that get those slow burns like the cigarettes. Then the fire extinguisher. And don't forget to use what they call the pass method. That is where you pull the pin, you aim the nozzle, you squeeze it, and then you just spray it over the fire in that sweeping motion. And finally, do have those fire drills in your home. EDITH, they call it. Exit drills in the home. Have 2 different options. Have a designated meeting spot, get all the kids together. They'll have fun learning about how to get out of their house safely, and you might have a tragedy that you've avoided someday down in the future. I'm going to kind of decompress this. You know, last November, I simply did a live shot where we deep fried a turkey. Today, I feel like we ratcheted up a whole new level. I'm scared to find out what they want me to do next November. Live at the Fire Training Academy in North Park. Back to you guys in the studio.
We almost deep fried you, Scott. Yeah. I would have been in a panic.
Man, awfully hot in there.
I bet. All right. Thanks very much. Thanks for getting out. Well, it's been more than 5 years since the crash of U.S. Air Flight 420.